Radicic storms off the line. Ingle tries to stay with him around about half a car length in it at the moment. The HRT duo on the battle, if you like, for third and fourth.
How quick is that Falcon off the start? Looks like Russell Ingle was giving him a reasonable run for his money.
Bargwanna has gotten through on Craig Lowndes, so Jason Bargwanna up into fourth position at the moment. The order: the Rat, Russell Ingle, Mark Scaife in third. Look at them as they sweep through for the first time through the Honda chicane.
Out of Energex chicane, thundering down toward Queensland turn 3 where the A&A Hotel overlooks the circuit, hard under brakes. Swing into the short straight that links these two corners, heading toward the Esplanade. Telstra turn 4. Here they go. Paul Radicic. Big steep train. Rodney Forbes coming around the inside of John Faulkner. Hopefully they came out of there cleanly. Look at this. Stephen Johnson trying a run down the inside of the Mitre 10 Falcon. Russell Ingle has a look outside. Fills up the mirrors of Paul Radicic's car, but Radicic in control. And Jason Bargwanna splitting the whole racing team duo.
Although Rodney Forbes did manage to get around. John Faulkner, lap 1 of 10 here on the streets of Surfers Paradise, and again it's Paul Radicic who leads the way.
Fantastic, fantastic shot that, isn't it, Rusty? Looking up the beach. Truck cars run right down the Esplanade, right alongside the sands. Magnificent day at Surfers Paradise. The wind's dropped, the sun's out. Beautiful day for motor racing.
Look at Lowndes charging as well. He's all over the back of Jason Bargwanna.
Yeah, it does look like Jace is holding him up a little bit.
Yeah, I think Barks is just out there to try and finish 3 races in a week, and he's had so much bad luck this year. I think just to finish 3 will be an achievement this weekend.
Fantastic start by Jason Bargwanna as Paul Radicic leads the pack through Honda. Back onto the main straight. Look at them thundering down here. Speeds well in excess, 200 kilometres an hour as they sweep past the pits. Paul Radicic in control, Russell Ingle in second, Mark Scaife, Jason Bargwanna, Craig Lowndes, Stephen Johnson, Mark Larkham. Then it's Tony Longhurst, Craig Baird and Neil Crompton. Squeezed inside Steve Reed on their first lap. He rounds out the top 10.
Johnson's definitely having a better run, isn't he, in that car of Radicic's?
Certainly is. He's really come on strong here this weekend. I think it left a few people sort of wondering, where was the real Stephen Johnson? He hasn't had a good year, poor old Stephen, but he's really stepped up to the plate.
Oh,
Larry Perkins.
Is this man having a shocker this weekend?
He's not exactly having the best of years, is he, really? When you think the couple of terrible starts he had, one of them calls that prang at Oran Park, and then he's not having the best of times out, Larry, at the moment.
Early retirement yesterday. Stephen Johnson, we're here. The officials are watching young Stephen, warning him about curb hopping once again. Yellow flags waving. Larry Perkins is stranded down there at the Honda chicane.
Keep in mind, Mark, that is the car that he's going to campaign at Mount Panorama Bathurst with Russell Ingle as Craig Lowndes has gotten around Jason Bargwanna. Barks now under siege from Stephen Johnson as well, who is on a real charge in the second of the Shell Helix Fords. Who's going to give? Bargwanna muscles his way through at the Foster's chicane.
Well, he might just be looking for a finish, Garth, but he's certainly fighting hard.
Yeah, he won't give up, that's for sure. Don't worry about that. He'll be a pretty wide Valvoline Commodore, that's for sure.
Great little driver, Jason Bargwanna, 28 years of age, originally from Como in New South Wales. Now bases himself in Melbourne. Let's have a look at the replay here.
Oh, Larry, what have you done?
I think he's run into the back of someone there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, isn't it?
Brad Jones taking some evasive action there as well. Let's have a look here from John Bowes' Caterpillar Ford.
Garth?
He looks like he's locked. Yeah, he's
hit the wall.
Got the wheels up. I think he looked like he might have locked the rear brake again, and it's just set the car, unsettled the car, and pushed it into the wall.
So Stephen Johnson now trying to close the gap to his mercurial teammate, the flying Kiwi, Paul Radicic, who really has been the hard charger for Ford, and he's setting the streets alight at Surfers Paradise. Perfect score so far. 3 wins from 3 starts last year. He's taken 2 from 3 so far this year. Can he make it 6 from 6?
Lowndes looks like he's flying at the moment, trying to close the gap to teammate Mark Scaife. Has certainly been able to pull clear of Jason Bargwanna, Baz. So I'd say your call about him, Mark's possibly holding him up, may have been spot on.
It does look a bit like that. Just look at Ingle. He's definitely all over the back of Radicic now, and
Paul's not sprinting away like he was in the first 2 races.
Exactly.
Now, I know you have a tyre restriction here, Garth. Could that be the fact that Shell Ford now is getting a little bit...
Yeah, I think so. I think if this race goes the distance without a safety car, Russell will make it pretty hard for Paul in the race. Looks like the Shell car uses its tyres a little bit more than what Russell's is. And being the third race of the weekend, the tyres are fairly average anyway, so it'll be interesting come the end of the race.
Rodney Forbes and Steve Reed in amongst the thick of things here as they battle away.
There's no doubt about it. Rodney Forbes doesn't mind getting in those knuckle dusters. Fighting hard back in the pack.
But in more fights than Sonny Liston this year.
John Bauer, the Caterpillar Ford, had to retire from yesterday's race, that overheating engine. But now he's back in action, having to fight his way through from the back of the pack. Car 600, the older EL model Falcon. The boys had this one put away, particularly for this battle around the streets of service. They only have one AU Falcon. That's the one they want to keep fresh for Mount Panorama in 4 weeks' time.
John will team up with Jimmy Richards at Mount Panorama, as he did it recently at the Queensland 500. Freight train just ahead of them as they lock the brakes heading in towards the Honda hairpin. They swing then onto the Gold Coast Highway along Main Straight. Here's what's happening up in front of the first chicane. It's the Rat leading from Russell Ingall. Mark Scaife in third. There's that gap back to Craig Lowndes. Lowndes is starting to close on this trio, and Russell is like a magnet all over the back of Paul Radisich.
Yeah, I think tyres are now coming into play. The Rat has not been able to sprint away as he has in the previous 2 races. This Holden Commodore starting to climb all over the back of him. He's going to have to fight a defensive role here.
If it's bad now, it's only 4 laps into a 10-lap race, so by the time we get another couple of laps under our belt, we should be seeing a bit of fun.
Oil flags out there. I'm sure some slippery.
Well, Lownde's on a charge. He's done a 53.7, which is, what, 5 tenths quicker than the lap record he set yesterday. So the boy's coming.
He's coming fast too. Look at the gap there. The 2 Red Barons, Mark Scaife and Craig Lowndes. Big gap now back to Jason Bargwanna. Stephen Johnson breathing down his neck. Mark Larkham, Tony Longhurst and Craig Baird.
See who's closing in on the back of that pack of Fords too, Mark. Neil Crompton there, you can see him.
It's Ford City, that is.
Certainly is. Crompton is sitting in 10th position, Baird ahead of him in 9th.
Crompton, the sole representative for Ford Tickford Racing this weekend after a horrific crash in testing for his teammate and team leader Glenn Seaton at Phillip Island. Seaton had to sit out both Sandown and this battle here. Hopefully he'll be fit for the FAI 1000. Mark Larkham carrying our in-car Mitre 10 camera. Looks like hard work around here, Garth Tanner.
It is, and it's quite warm day here today, and with not too much breeze. The breeze has dropped from yesterday, so that it'll be pretty stagnant inside the canyon, concrete canyon. So the boys will be earning their keep, that's for sure. It's much nicer up here in the air conditioning.
Larkham's car looks in mint condition, despite being the, I guess, innocent victim in that altercation yesterday when they were all concertinaed up. Big crash yesterday, which took out both the Kmart Commodores, Greg Murphy and Stephen Richards. And also young Stephen Ellery, who did so well last weekend. This is the FAI Insurance V8 Supercar Challenge on the streets of Surface. Trust you're enjoying all of the action here on the streets of Surface Paradise on your home of motorsport. This is our coverage of the Honda Indy for 2000, and this is the FAI V8 Supercar Challenge. And at the moment, the Rat leads the way from Russell Ingall. This is now a 4-way freight train. Scaife in 3rd position, and Lowndes is right on the tail of this lot. Have a look at what happened during the break. This is Stephen Johnson having a moment with Jason Bargwanna.
So we thought it would have to happen. I wonder what happened, because those guys lost 4 seconds in that lap to Lowndes.
Yeah, big jump. Let's have a look at this from the Mitre 10 camera. Mark Larkham's view of what happened.
Larko read it beautifully, didn't he?
Well, he just went around the conventional route. Stephen Johnson got hung up on the grass.
Stephen's actually just pulled into the pits as well, so...
Yeah, it looks like he damaged something there. He was slow coming away from that incident, so maybe a problem with the Shell number 17 Falcon. There he is. So Junior Johnson giving it everything in Dad's car. A bit of damage there. We're not quite sure what the problem is. He's decided to park it for the day.
I think that front stuff, that's yesterday.
So a rotten way for Stephen to end a weekend that was certainly looking good for him. He's shown a marked improvement here. This is his teammate with 3 laps remaining. The Rat on course to take victory number 6 on the streets of the Gold Coast. 3 here and 3 last season.
An amazing squirt by Craig Lowndes to come charging up to this leading trio. He's now dropped back a little bit. It's a sensational time on 53.
Scaife's thing looks like the old tyres are really getting
Yeah, I think with Craig also, he's had a red hot go.
I was going to say, Scaife was so out of shape before.
Now, is he going to avoid getting hit there? The yellow flags will be waving vigorously. Hopefully everyone can see him on the other side of the chicane.
He'd be sitting there gritting his teeth, Mark, I think.
Well, he clipped the wall yesterday as well. So, it just goes to show how you really have to thread the needle so fine through these chicanes.
I think him and Lowndes' tyres look like they're really...
They're having a fairly red-hot go to have a go at a Russell.
Oh, look at that. Stugel, mate.
So you reckon everyone's tyres are looking pretty second-hand by now,
yeah, I'd say, by the looks of things, either the tyres look second-hand or they put a sheet station up for this race.
Well, look at this now. The Enforcer really closing the gap. He's all over the back of the Shell 18 Falcon. He really wants a victory on the streets here to break this 5-race winning streak by Paul Radicic. Look at the attack. Ford versus Holden.
And if you can lay your money on anything, you can lay your money that Russell's going to have a go somewhere, isn't he?
Keep in mind, there are only 2 Holden drivers who have ever won on the streets of Surfers Paradise. Russell Ingall is one of them. In fact, he was the last man to do it in race 2 in 1997. And prior to that, it was Greg Murphy.
Oh.
Yeah, he actually looked like he was a tad offline on the way into the corner, and then he's just ended up just kissing the tyre barrier. And once you hit those tyres, it just sucks you in and will turn you around.
Oh, look.
How do you reckon Jeff Gretchen's feeling at the moment?
All right, park it, boys. Got Bathurst coming up. Side by side.
Look at this. Russell ain't going to give that one away.
Door handle racing. Russell Ingall's got him. Unbelievable move by the Enforcer. The crowd goes mad. And Russell Ingall forges through to the lead of the FAI Insurance V8 Challenge. Paul Radicic under siege.
2 laps remaining in this one.
Either Radicic must have made a bit of a muck-up on the run-in on that double left-hander, or it looks like Paul's slowing down quite a bit.
Well, the Enforcer is just pumped up, isn't he? He's gotten around the Rat and on course now to take his 2nd race win ever on the streets of Surfers Paradise. Radicic unable to do anything about it. Ingall definitely was on a mission.
HRT actually helped Russell out there by getting involved with each other. They got him out of his rear vision mirrors, and he could just solely concentrate on getting past the Rat.
Yeah.
And he's done it with ease, and half a second faster on that last lap, and he's clearing out.
So Radicic now more in defensive mode as he tries to hold on to 2nd position. Brilliant move by Russell Ingall around the outside of that sweeper. You see him adjusting the car's anti-roll bars as he drives around, so he's probably just trying to save those tyres, I guess, Garth, is he?
Well, that, or he may have broken a roll bar or something like that. You see when he's throwing it over the curbs there, the cars aren't totally indestructible, and if you break a roll bar, you just set it on the full hard setting on the roll bar adjuster inside the cabin, and then just try and get the car home.
So, just to watch the Enforcer disappearing off into the distance. Can't fight him. Castrol Commodore's got too much speed. The Holden fans around the track have gone mad. They've seen this Ford domination. Listen to them cheer.
Oh, look, it's
Escape, Nick.
Limping his way back to pit lane after clouding the wall before. There will be 1 lap to go for Russell Ingall to take the 3rd victory for Holden ever on the streets of Surfers Paradise. He brings the Castrol Commodore over the line to commence that final lap. Let's take another look. Now, this is out the back of the Rat's car.
Just talk us through this, Garth.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens here.
This is out of the Honda hairpins.
He's just got her up the inside and got on the power of that tad earlier, and then once he's positioned himself on the inside for turn 1, there's not much that Rat could do about it.
That's not an easy move, is it, around the outside of that corner? Here they go. This is what it was like on board.
Did we hear a clonk there, or was that my imagination?
In slow-mo, I just think it was the Rat changing
Look
gears.
at that. They were just side by side for so long. Drag race around that fast right-hander. Ingall forcing his way through.
So deep under brakes as he did in race 1. So it's the Enforcer from the Rat in the background there. You can see Craig Lowndes, Jason Bargwanna sits back in 4th. Larkham 5th, Longhurst 6th. Neil Crompton has moved up into 7th position. Craig Baird 8th. Paul Morris 9th, and Rodney Forbes completes the top 10.
You see a little bit of battle damage on the front of the Castrol Commodore there. The bonnet lip bent over a bit. I'm not sure that's a result of that incident. But every car around here sporting some sort of damage to the hardware. Russell Ingall, though, he's got half a lap remaining. Surfers Paradise Street Course. Paul Radicic hanging on in 2nd, but not able to answer the Commodore Challenge in race 3. And the Holden fans have come alive. We're going to have a big cheer here for the Enforcer. 36-year-old South Australian, now resides in Melbourne. And look at the fans. Big cheer here for the Enforcer, bringing it home for Holden. Honda Indy.
He exits the Honda hairpin for the last time. Lights ablaze in the Castrol Commodore. Russell Ingall will take victory in the third race here on the streets of Surfers Paradise, the FAI V8 Supercar Showdown. And in second position, Paul Radicic.
Sue Milger from Castrol and the whole Castrol team standing up and cheering their driver. It was a great performance by Russell Ingall. Tremendous fight all weekend between Ford and Holden here, and really turn it on for the fans.
Craig Lowndes finishing in third, Barks in fourth.